know this, Uncle Tom?
Listen, sucker. I'm blacker than the ace of spades and more militant than you and your whole damn army put together. And while you out there chanting at rallies and browbeating politicians, I'm taking out any money front sucker on a Hummel that gets in my way. So I tell you what, when your so-called revolution starts, you call me, and I'll be right down front showing you how it's done. But until then, you need to shut the fuck up when grown folks is talking.
What up, world? It's your boy, Coolie Man.
You got AK the Chief in the building.
You got your girl here, Monica, in the building.
It's your boy Dutch in the building.
And y'all know what it is. It's time to plug them headphones in, put the kids to bed, and let's begin to listen. It's grown-ups talk. Today we're going to talk about rest in peace Mac Miller. We're going to talk about this wild-ass racism and Colin Kaepernick with the Nike campaign. Let's go. Let's go.
What up, world? What's going on with y'all?
Shit, I can't call it. What up, AK?
You already know. Shouts out. Welcome back, Monica.
Hey, what up,
I'm
Monica?
back.
Yes, indeedy. And shout out to my bro Dutch. He in the building.
Yeah, I'm here. Your boy here.
Yes, sir. Blessing us with his presence, sharing some of his time and his day.
And stand-up comedy, let's not forget.
Look, yeah, because y'all been going at it off of camera, like, you feel me? But,
great experience, great stuff.
Y'all know what part of the show this is. I mean, this part of the show is dedicated to you, our fans, our supporters, our listeners, everybody that's tuning in every Monday as we drop this audio, on Wednesday when we drop these visuals. You know what I mean? Shout out to y'all. Thank you. It takes a special type of you to appreciate a special type of us, and we appreciate that.
Definitely. You already know my motto. Like, share, and follow. If you didn't do it, do it. Tell a friend and do it again.
And if you on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Twitter, anywhere they motherfucking host a podcast, they got to hit that motherfucking link.
Let's get it.
Monica. Oh yeah, we knows this shit. We does this, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
We out here.
It's like this all the time. I just look to make sure you guys are on cue, and it seems like I always add in an ad lib. But either way, that's classic.
It gets swaggier every time.
I can tell. Salute to you, doing the big thing. Oh, thank you so much.
Yes,
so as I mentioned, I left my phone, but my bro got me. So good. Let's hit this off. So are you on Grown-Ups Talk?
Yeah, that's grown.
Who's this girl name? Let me stop.
She go.
I was about to say you put on the wrong platform. Abort mission.
Abort. But yeah, guys, as always, I'm always on Instagram looking at you guys' comments, and I just want to thank everybody that subscribed and continue to follow and listen to us. We have a smitten with B.
Shouts out.
That started following us not too long ago. And then you have this Keisha girl that definitely was feeling some type of way about the threesome episode.
Yeah,
she definitely put it out there. She was like, So I appreciate you even just speaking out against it, because we probably on the same page on that one.
Hold on, not to cut you off. I'm sorry. She was against the whole threesome or the whole podcast itself.
Quote, not at all. Close quote. Not at all.
Oh, okay.
No, not at all. The whole
Shouts out, appreciate.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you. Then we have this job, Graceland.Gray7. Thank you for following.
Right.
And it's Beats. Okay.
Shouts out.
All right. And that's what we got.
Thank you.
Definitely shouts out to y'all again. To take a special type of y'all to appreciate a special type of us. And we appreciate that. Without further ado,
Politics.
You already know. Let's get it.
We about to dig a whole hole in this.
First of all, all right. Let's do this. I mean, I know everybody was kind of stunned. I mean, if not major, but I mean, took a little sting when they heard about Mac Miller passing. And I mean, rest in peace to that young man. I mean, he was 26. Overdosed on drugs from what they putting out there in the press. And I mean, from the last couple songs I heard, last albums, I went back and listened. He was kind of screaming out for help. I don't know if he was getting reached out to or nothing like that. But I mean, this is why we say you got to check on your friends, man. You think they doing all right, and they could be going through shit. I mean, you got to make sure you staying in touch and in tune with your peoples. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, Mac Miller.
Definitely
rest in peace.
And just to add my little 2 cents on that, I just read a little article about that earlier today. So yeah, he definitely was. He wasn't modest about being on drugs. He definitely put it out there, and I mean interviews and everything. And quoting him, he said he's not on drugs. The drugs on him. Like I mean, so he
a lot of times when it's like that, it's a cry out for help.
Definitely is. Definitely is. You gotta pay attention to the signs with your peoples, man. Everybody creative in how they put it out there without putting it out there, but they try and put it out there for you. Feel me? Can we get a moment of silence for Mac Miller?
Okay.
Alright. Yeah. So let's jump right into this Colin Kaepernick Nike.
Politics.
Nah, you know what? Before we even do that, AK, you was telling me about something you had seen.
Yeah. No, actually, I didn't see it. A coworker was telling me about it. He was telling me he saw the post, and it was a situation where a grandmother was riding with her grandchild. The grandmother was white, and the grandchild was African American, and or mixed race or whatever.
African American, full blown African American. Keep going.
You saw it?
Oh, I saw the whole thing.
Okay, so
I had to investigate that.
And he got pulled over, and they put the little boy in the back of the police car and everything, and was just concerned about the woman's safety. They said it was thought she was being kidnapped or whatever, and basically racially profiling the whole situation or whatever. And the shit just threw me. It took me back. So I mean, I called Cooley like, yo, this is what I heard or whatever the case may be. And that's cool of you. I mean, I don't know if you heard it and then went to do the research or just saw it and then.
I heard about it. I heard about it through my office, and then I decided to do the research. So what apparently happened, which makes absolutely no sense, sucks to those officers because they're dumb. Little boy was in the back seat with his grandmother was driving and with her friend. So it was 2 reports that came out. It was a report that an African American male said that it was a robbery that occurred, and that it was a black man that attacked a white woman. There was another report that mentioned that the 2 elderly white women was being held hostage by a black man. So the cops, seeing this car driving by, assumed that this little boy was holding these 2 white women up. So they pursued to pull the person over and detain him. They got him in a police car, even though the grandmother said, "This is my grandson."
Yeah.
And you hear her screaming, "This is my grandson. Why are you arresting my grandson?" She had to go. Then there's another guy, the camera guy, that's like extremely obnoxious and loud. He probably should have just. I appreciate him recording what was going on, but he was just making it a straight. This little boy's gonna get killed racial issue.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't to that. It was a report that was filed, and they were following up, but they assumed just because it was a black boy
they thought they had
with
action.
2 white women in a nice ass car, that the black boy was holding up these 2 white women. And that's not the case.
Yeah, but if she's saying, yo, that's my grandson.
They didn't want to listen to her until dispatch came back with the information to find out that this boy was only 15 years old. Now you're dumb.
So, like, the reason I feel some type of way about that, not only is it wrong, for one, I mean, because you gotta, like, if you asking her, she's saying, yo, that's my grandson, and they still take him out the car, detain him, put him in the car, run his name and all that. But I think about it like when, I mean, your mom is my kid's grandma, my kids is my complexion, they light skinned, they black, but they light skinned. Like, they mom is your complexion. Like, you feel me? If she driving and they see her in the car, oh, are you kidnapping these kids? Like, what the fuck? They mom is your complexion. Like, you feel me?
My mom had an experience like that.
Yeah, I know.
I was going to say, my mom had an experience
like that. I'm thinking like that. Like, you feel me? Or I could be riding around with my godson or my nephew, AK sons, and I get pulled over. Oh, yo, what you doing with these kids? You kidnapping these kids? Like, just because, I mean, that's because there's a difference in complexion in the car, that don't mean that that's automatically something going wrong or something happening. Like, you feel me?
Unfortunately, the times that we live in is 2018. We're living in a race war, and because we're living in a race war, everything is color coded. Everything is color complexion.
Yo,
so that's what we're going through right now.
I'm not saying that that's not true. I'm just saying, yo, didn't we go through that shit in the 30s, 40s, 50s?
And we're going to continue because history repeats itself. buckle up,
Definitely.
buttercup. This is what we going through.
That's-
Like, this is it.
I'm just saying,
this
This is
going on
it.
for
It's not going
generations
to
on
change
generations.
unless we have a leader that's in office that's going to allow change to happen.
I'm just
Facts.
Right
saying.
now we have
Facts.
Cheeto here, so Cheeto ain't gonna do anything but continue to
Oh,
let
man,
these Trump
that's-
supporters
That's not
believe that it's okay to be racist and show their prejudice
Right.
towards people of color.
Right.
It's just gonna be that way.
True. I'm just saying it's a tough pill to swallow. Like, you feel me? Like, to know that my kids are not different. Like, they're African American just like their grandparents or just like their uncles and all that. And they sitting in the car because they light skin. I gotta worry about my brother taking his nieces out, or I mean their grandmother taking them out, or as she was questioned and looked at
Yeah, I was
strange
about
when
to
she was
say,
shopping with them.
yeah.
Like, I mean, that shit is.
This happened to my mother several
Yeah,
different
like
times.
that shit is I don't know, that shit frustrating as fuck, because as a protector in the family, I want to get up and be in arms, like, I mean, just get up and start protecting and going to war. But I'm trying to be in the mind state of how can I go at it and still be maintaining my
Love wins.
yeah.
Love wins.
Keeping my sanity without letting them
Love
get under my
wins.
skin too much. Basically, is what I'm getting at. But
Love
Yeah,
wins.
that's
One
a
love
tough, that's a
wins,
tough
all
pill to
wars.
swallow, to go through.
yeah.
That's some bullshit. You shouldn't even have to fathom that in life. Like, know what I mean?
And-
To
And
even-
security came and got my mother.
It's, yeah, like,
That's some bullshit.
They
that's
got
some-
her.
on both parts. On your mom behalf, like, she should never have to deal with nothing like that.
They
Yeah.
was
Or her
that
grandchildren.
serious,
Like,
right.
Right,
that's,
and then I'm thinking about it, like, I mean, like, even me growing up, if I was with my father, like, you feel me, and we was out or something like that happened, and I already know how my father would have reacted, like, it would have been war. But just to know that my father is darker than me, like, you feel me, and I'm light skinned, but you got to question because I'm with him that, like, I mean, it's some shit like that, like, even though that it wasn't the case, but I just put myself, I draw up those scenarios, like, yo, that's some fucked up shit.
But I
like,
also want to play devil's advocate here because I don't want to say we because I'm not trained in anything.
we know you studying law. We
But
know.
the point of the matter is when you have dispatch, you're getting a call from dispatcher of an African American male.
Doesn't
Now we don't know
justify
the
it.
age. We don't know. I'm not going to justify it. I'm just telling you on the other side looking in. Anytime you receive a call that's a possible threat, you still have to follow out with it to make sure that it checks. It has checks and balances. So if this is a black man, well, in his case, he was a teenager, but I'm gonna use a scenario. If it was a black man and he instructed those two. He instructed those two white women up front to say that I am in some form of relation to you. They still have to investigate that to make sure that it does check out.
Yeah, but listen, I'm getting tired of them always saying in incidents like this, oh, because he a teenager around 15, 16 years old, oh, he a grown man, he look like a grown man.
Certain states are legal. Certain states are illegal. Like in Connecticut, although we say the age 21, you have all rights to do everything, or the age 18, you have all rights to do everything. I just learned that you can be 17 years old and be considered a legal adult.
Yeah.
16.
Yeah, 16.
16, yeah, sorry, 16.
You can be charged as an adult at 16.
Right.
What I'm saying is they look from afar and see that this teenager is 15, 16 years old, and they automatically up in arms, or they feel like, oh, he a grown man, so now they can approach him or treat him like a grown man. If you find out he's 15 or 16, you're supposed to treat that person or that individual as such. Like, you don't just jump out there and start, taking action like as if he's a grown man. Like, if he ain't,
With the times and things that's going around, the cops are going to
That-
become more aggressive. And
I'm not gonna turn up
abusive.
with that.
For
Don't
what?
turn up, though. Don't turn up.
always
I'm just
like it,
telling you.
because that shit don't
I'm just
justify.
telling you. And it doesn't justify, but at the end of the day, this
Do you
is-
know the more aggressive and more abusive is actually doing what they're doing is killing us as black men, because they've been abusing, they've been beating us, they've been harassing, they've been racial profiling. So to do more is to kill us, and
Right.
that's
and then
This is slavery repeating itself, man. Real shit.
yeah, there's
Well-
no way around it. Like, we can.
Slavery mentality has never left, though. Like, let's just put that out there.
They
They just
switched
switched
on-
gears,
on-
but it's
on the way
never
they
left.
did it. But the other thing is, alright, they got the call in from dispatch or whatever, but I'm pretty sure if they got a call in from dispatch, they got a description of the car, a description of the people, and it's just not, oh, the very next car that you see with two white people and a black person in the back seat, or two white people and a black person in the car, period. Like, I didn't read none of the reports, I'm just hearing this shit, and I'm just going off of what I'm hearing. But, I mean, the fact that when you get that call, you get the description. What you know what you're supposed to be looking for. It's just not 2 white ladies and a black man. It's a car. It's how they got out.
Now, when it's the account of 2 individuals that couldn't even give the best description, lllisten, I'm not here to justify anything.
No, I know.
I'm not,
saying,
but the way I'm looking at it,
like,
the way I'm looking at it is you have 2 individuals that's describing a situation that is similar. There's no make, there's no model, there's nothing. So the first thing they see is this individual, and unfortunately, these people were targeted and victims of, mistaken identity, but they still have to follow up, even if it looks suspicious. Anytime a police officer is going to pull somebody over, they have to have some form of reasonable doubt, some form of suspicion in order to detain a suspect. So clearly, there might have been something there that gave them that notion is detained the suspect at that time.
Do they actually have that report? Because that shit can be a conspiracy. Like that shit can be
I
something
think they just
do.
stereotype them.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
They cover up their ass. But oh no, we got a call, and whatever the case may be, because it's going viral. Whatever the case may be.
How many?
The only reason why it went viral because that camera guy was like, "Oh my God, it's a racial issue. He's gonna get killed, and I'm gonna record it." That's all that shit is. A lot of this stuff that's being recorded is fantastic, it's great, but it's still clout chasing.
Yeah, but
they're still doing it
Facts.
just so they can put their name out there.
We talked about that on Words of Compassion when AR was here. We talked
Right,
about
but I'm just picking it back up here. That's what it is. Because mind you, if we never had recorders or never had any of that stuff, they would have did a lot more. But that man that was sitting there screaming all this shit, he probably would have walked away because it's not his business.
Yo, I don't want y'all to.
Let's keep it for what it is.
No, we are, but I don't want y'all to take it away. When y'all say, or take away from the fact, when y'all say they would get away with a lot more if we didn't have cameras. There was a time when we didn't have camera phones, and they was doing worse.
Getting away with a lot more.
It's been always happening.
You heard that? You heard that?
I just want to know.
That's what I'm saying.
They getting away with a lot now, but if it was still like then, it'd be way worse, bro. Like,
so I just want to use what Will Smith said.
Right,
Will Smith said it better. It's been going on. It's just now it's being recorded. Yeah. Shout out to Will Smith because he obviously knew what it was.
It's being recorded, but they still getting away with it.
Definitely.
Yeah,
because
paid leave.
The case of, just reporting on what they hearing coming in. Like we talked about on that episode where the dude got killed in California or San Diego, where he was running and got killed in his grandmother's backyard.
Oh yeah,
just reporting on.
You remember that episode?
Just reporting on what they hear coming through. So they had some. It's all bullshit to me. Just like this whole Colin Kaepernick Nike campaign. People out here burning up their fucking shoes.
Politics. Can I just say something because it's just burning my soul to get it.
Man,
Continue to burn your shit. Just burn it safely because little do they know. Wait, let me get it out.
Burn your fucking feet with it.
Just burn safely. Make sure that you douse with water after you do all your burning and your seance or whatever to have you. But little people know Nike has created so much shit. It has not tagged a name on it. So while you're at it, please make sure you're burning your seat covers if you have any. Make sure that you're burning your chucks. Please burn those chucks and bands. Wait, no, let me do it, please. I have to. Make sure if you're gonna really burn some shit, make sure you burn everything that's like Macy's related because that still goes through the Nike factory. So just burn it all up. Burn your whole fucking house down, but do it safely and make sure that it's on 911. So you have the fire department there after everything's burned.
My thing is this. I don't care about them burning their shit. And I know Nike don't. That's what I say. Nike don't give a fuck about you burning their shit. Nigga, you bought it. Like they made their money.
Yours now.
Buy it and burn it. Man, do what the fuck you
That shit is mine.
Right. Like
you can record it and do whatever you doing with it. You still promoting.
Right.
Exactly. And then just for the hell of it, the stock market took a major crash. But I also noticed that stock market has risen by $4.3 billion. Now that shit is thriving.
Yeah.
I mean, continue to bring your shit.
I mean, at the end of the day, cause you cutting the Nike sign out your socks, cutting the Nike sign out your shirt.
What are you doing?
You know the dumbest shit is they cutting the Nike sign out of shit, but they still wearing J's. Nike and Jordan got the partnership.
Let me tell you something even more crazy shit. I saw this shit where an employer they didn't show they didn't show the
yeah,
shirt.
I've seen that.
Yeah, it said if you wear any Nike brand,
you're gonna be sent home to change.
you're gonna be sent home to change.
And
you're hurt. Oh my God! Somebody give him a Kleenex tissue.
The next line said after I think it was September 12th or some shit like that, it's gonna be a zero tolerance.
No
so
Nike.
you're gonna fucking lose your job
Because you're
if
wearing Nike.
you're wearing Nike.
Wow.
All this for no reason. They take here's the politics side of Monica coming out. They're taking what this Kaepernick, did I say his name right?
No,
Nope.
Kaepernick.
Kaepernick, you can tell I'm not really good with names.
What did it say again? One more time.
You're taking what this guy is doing and you're taking it in vain. They're focusing it more on the disrespect of the American flag. They're focusing it more on the disrespect of the military. And it's not, it has nothing to do with the military, it has nothing to do with the disrespect of the flag.
Thank you.
This has everything to do with the injustice of black people and people that's being murdered by our law enforcement. So that has absolutely nothing to do with what our many colored friends are saying. That was racist, huh? I stole that. I stole that from Charlamagne. I wanted to use that all my days, and I got a moment. Stole it. But no, for real, they're taking the whole concept wrong because even the guys that's in the military, they're doing basically the same thing. They're kneeling. So what is the big deal? Like you're taking something and nothing and making it to something that it isn't. And unfortunately, we like to listen to everything that's on the media. Nobody's really looking at the facts here. This guy, this one football player, not only risked his career, he has also donated millions of dollars into his movement. So it's not like he's just talking about these problems and not.
Shit, he been unemployed.
Yeah, like that's because that was the other thing. A lot.
He been unemployed, so and still don't believe in stand up for what he believe in. So that's a true activist.
I salute you, brother.
Without even getting into the bag, still
No, he's always gonna get to the bag because Nike just signed him for millions. He's forever in the bag, and he can still do it under the radar thing.
Because he's gonna be an icon. At the end of the day, he's gonna be a legend. He's gonna go down in history, guaranteed. They talk about it now. It's just like everything else. They
give
Martin Luther King.
What about the 3 Olympians that stand up with their fists
praise him later.
We still talk about that.
But why? My thing is, why is everybody talking about they giving him a lot of flack for taking the contract, having an endorsement. Mind you, the commercials came out a couple months after he signed the contract. He had to be quiet while they got the campaign ready, and then that's when the campaign could come out, and then it could be, he had this endorsement deal or whatever, and he signed it with Nike. All this time when the NFL wasn't trying to give him a job, nobody was really trying to give him money unless if he was raising the money for himself or for his contributions to the inner cities and all that. Nobody was trying to give him no job. ESPN didn't reach out to him and give him no analyst job.
Fact.
Nobody was trying to let him commentate.
How about
Nobody
this?
was trying.
Fact.
They even Madden came out, a football game came out and put his name. They bleeped his name out and said it was a fucking derogatory term. And then had to reboot. You had to get an update to get his name up there, and then they put out an apology letter. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all doing all this, telling this man that he shouldn't have took the money. No real activists take money for stuff that you're doing, but he put all this money out. How else is he supposed to feed his family? Continue to do what he do and fund his movement if he not taking some type of employment. If you worried about him taking the money from his contract, why the fuck you don't give him a job somewhere? Let alone him being in the NFL. Why he can't be an analyst? Why can't he commentate? Why can't he come up there and get some special guest appearances somewhere? Get the fuck out of here.
He's on the road.
That shit pisses me off.
Somebody handle something.
That
Holy
shit
shit.
pisses me off.
Yo, bro, but just
Everybody got something to say, but don't want to help that man with a solution. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Don't.
Ass.
Shout
out to Cooley.
You got him in his feelings.
Yeah.
But don't want to take away from what Monica said, about the Black Olympians, That was Tommy Smith and John Carlos and shit.
Definitely.
October 16, 1968.
You
Summer
Googled it.
Summer
Yeah.
Olympics.
I
Summer
appreciate
Olympics.
you, AK.
Yeah, but
I appreciate you.
I had to do that
You
because.
Google.
No, I mean,
You
I definitely,
make it
I knew about Tommy Smith, but I mean John Carlos. I mean,
Uh-huh.
but the whole story behind it is a deeper story, and I don't want to go in detail right now. I just want you to do your own research and find out about that story because I mean it's
It's a documentary out there
Right,
somewhere
it's-
about
it's a-
it. I've
it's
never
a-
seen it.
it's a
But
powerful-
many
it's a
people
powerful
don't know
story
about that.
it.
Like, this is not the first time that this NFL player has ever done something, a silent protest. The example is with the men that raised their fist up, and there's another athlete that ran track that also was running the track and just stopped and fell. She didn't die, she wasn't dead, she was just doing a silent protest. And it was about rape with the African American community.
And then we can't forget about Muhammad Ali. I mean,
Right.
he also stand up for us African Americans. I mean,
For the Vietnam War.
and just I mean, it's a bunch of athletes that went through the same thing that Colin Kaepernick is undergoing, and I mean, now they're legends. So I mean, that's just to me.
So can I just say something real quick before
Go
we
ahead.
move on to the next topic? Shout out to Nike. You niggas ain't low. You know that the black community
Shout out to
moving.
Nike.
They move. They
They
move with that money. You
Yeah.
know that we move in
But-
numbers, and we are the ones that is willing to spend a pretty penny dollar
Even-
to get the finance
Even
of the
if it
shit.
was a financial,
So it is financial. You got to remember, Nike at one point wasn't even about this life. They're doing this because they know that the $35 Sears
Listen,
shoes
but-
ain't gonna equivalent to what we spending $200 and $300 more in shoes.
No,
so shout out to Nike. You ain't
shout
low.
out. I'm not taking away. I'm just saying. Even if it
was crazy.
What you say?
Even
What you say?
if it was financial, I just believe. I mean, it's a powerful move altogether. Like
Yeah,
I mean,
'cause-
if it was for them to gain money, I mean, they just put something that meant something. I mean, to so many people.
Gave it the national.
Right, and
And they got
gave
only
it
the ones that are most hated, like Serena Williams,
I
the
think they
football
do.
player
Right.
guy. He
Oh,
got
yeah,
all
that's-
the niggas, all the people that's most hated. Because right now they coming at my girl Serena for no reason.
Listen, the whole thing
I
is
think that's
everybody coming at Colin. Like I had people come at me. I had big debates, like arguments about this whole him doing the whole protest. Oh, if he's such an activist, why when he first was doing the protest and they asked him what it meant and he was silent about it and he just remained silent? And I was like, yo, sometimes silence is the biggest noise you can make. Like
Right.
people don't understand that. Remember the fact that he didn't do nothing crazy. He just kneeled. He didn't like cuss, spaz, or anything about the anthem. He just kneeled. He still let the anthem go on, and he just remained silent about it. Like, you feel me?
Right.
And all of this shit going on. Then they compared it to LeBron, right, who was also in the campaign. Serena, who was also in the campaign. They literally spoke out about this shit. They literally, like, the LA Clippers, everybody spoke out about, wearing the I Can't Breathe shirt, all that shit, like, when it was going on. And Colin wasn't saying that, he was just kneeling. Like, you feel me? He was just like, I'm gonna be silent and I'm gonna be respectful, but I'm gonna protest at the same time. And LeBron and them was coming out and saying something. So they trying to tell me, because LeBron and them was very outspoken verbally, that their protest should have meant more to us than the protest of Colin just taking a knee. I don't get it. A protest is a protest.
Listen, yeah, exactly. With that being said, I mean, he probably was doing it, being silent because he didn't want it to be a publicity stunt.
Right.
I mean, so I'm just gonna take my protest and do this because it's something I believe in.
Right.
It don't matter what you think or what you. It's something I believe in.
Right.
So I'll address it when I need to.
Yeah,
and that's just something you should respect.
And the fact that all of these people that's owners in the NFL got the nerve to say, "Oh, you disrespecting the flag and the military." Half of y'all never even went to the fucking military.
Politics.
first of all.
That's because
Second of all-
that's only because Cheeto has something to say.
Yeah,
that's
because
still Cheeto
he friends-
See,
he
he
friends
just
with them.
checks and balances. This president is just an embarrassment. And I
He's
tell you
just on
what,
his business.
no,
He trying
in
to
his
control the dollar
business,
more than
yeah,
anything.
and look where it's getting us. We're the laughing stock of any country.
We've been for a while. Though.
Yeah, but this is insane. Like literally, oh, you're American? That's all we getting because we have Cheeto in office doing dumb shit. That's all this is.
Listen, all I'm saying is
sometimes being silent is being loud at the same time.
that's what I was saying. Like,
You heard what I said. Sometimes being silent is being loud at the same time.
Right.
You've
But
been
shit.
silent all the time though.
But I'm loud. I'm loud. I'm loud.
But it's so many people. It's I got family that served time in the military. They don't feel no type of way. It's how many people gonna come out on national TV, CNN, Fox News, ESPN, all this shit is they coming out and they saying that they're not offended. They understand. It was one guy from the military that actually spoke to Colin because he felt some type of way. He went on TV, said some shit. Colin contacted him, and then they ended up doing the protest together. He stood right next to Colin while he knelt and he had his hand over his heart. Like it's not in disrespect towards he don't mean that shit towards disrespect for the military. It's simply what it is. This police brutality, the injustices in the inner city, you doing me and my people dirty.
It's two things I want to say pertaining to that. Is first one, they speak about disrespecting the flag. Whereas though Americans throughout the United States disrespect there's the very same flag every day. You know what I mean? I just heard it, bro sent a little post to me and shit, and making sense.
A guy who was in the military was saying it too.
Right. They make the American flag out of everything for rags, swimming trunks, socks.
Do rags.
Yeah.
Hats.
And you do.
You said do rags.
If I will live.
If I see somebody
Oh
with
God.
if I see somebody with an American flag do rag,
I am going to live. I promise you. I'm gonna have the pictures. I'm gonna have it all. I'm gonna live through that moment.
I'm saying,
I promise.
they got the hats with the wig, the American flag hats with the wigs on, and they got.
yo,
mad
listen,
shit.
it's mad shit
They got mad shit.
that they just disrespect the flag with, and it's just go without being said. It ain't a problem at all. And not only that, dang,
My bad.
the motherfucking. Go ahead, I come back to that point.
No,
right
it's
there.
just think about it, my nigga. Like you said, alone.
Shout out to him.
It get us every time.
Right.
But
But get me. I do that all the time.
But like you said, they make for women thongs. You got thongs, you got boxes for dudes. You farting in these shits all day. You got shit stains in your shits.
See,
you got
that's why you respect my truly. You know
got
how to bring me back where I
discharge.
need to be. Thank you,
You
man.
know what I mean?
So they just shitting on the American flag, huh? They just shitting on the American flag,
Disrespect
huh?
is so real.
Thank you, Tuli.
Yeah.
Now, which brings me to my second point.
I ain't even gonna lie. I seen American flag toilet paper. I ain't even gonna lie. You heard?
So, with that being said, this is what our USF Navy or Army or whatever, Coast Guard, whatever, this is what they do. They go to war to fight for our freedom. So, and the First Amendment is not freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech. You know what's coming in. You
So,
freedom of speech. That's the First Amendment in the Bill of Rights.
right. So, with that being said, give that man his freedom.
Yeah, it's you up in
It's
the
for
up.
journalism though. They take it so out of content. Here we go. They
So-
take freedom of speech out of content. Everyone has freedom of speech. We are sitting here right
Right.
now performing this podcast. We're not going to be arrested or anything of the sort. That is our freedom of speech, and it's also exercising our journalism. So what they're trying to say is not freedom of speech is when you speak out against the American flag because it's kind of like treason, but it's technically not because we're still expressing a thought. It's not something
right.
of more so
But it's not
a Hitler type of situation.
He's not saying what the Iranian people are saying, like death to America, shit like that. He's not saying shit like that. He's saying let's fix America. Let's look at these problems. Let's look inside. We over here fighting all these wars in all these other countries.
You can't
all
say
these other
Iranian.
things.
We ain't minding our
Everybody
business, that's for
Iranian
sure.
is not
Well,
saying death to America.
but-
Let's not say that.
What I mean,
I don't want you.
I think I might know a few
Let me clear it up.
Iranians.
Right.
No,
I'm
Yo,
pretty-
he's over there hitting a disclaimer.
That nigga know a few
You already
Iranians
doing
right
a
there.
I know.
That
I'm just
nigga
saying,
know a few
you can't
Iranians.
put everybody in the same boat. We'd be
Nah.
just as bad as them if we did that. Now, I mean, that's racial profiling right there.
Shout out to the Iranians.
Bro.
High five.
First of all, fuck all that. I'm not racial profiling. I'm
No,
saying-
but I know,
No,
but I'm
he
saying
hit us
if
with
we
a
don't
small disclaimer.
clarify the
I'm
fact,
right.
you speaking for all Iranians.
Yeah.
No, not all Iranians.
But
just-
I know that's when you said it.
like,
That's
what we see in the
What you
news.
say?
Put it like that.
What media
It's not
wants you
like
to
he
see?
doing what we see in the news.
What
over-
media wants you to see?
right. Exactly.
Right. It's not
Okay.
like he doing that. He not burning the flag. He not saying death to the country. He not saying nothing crazy like that. Like, I mean, he just saying, let's fix what the fuck is going on. We over here fighting all these wars on all these other territories, all these other countries, invading shit that ain't got nothing to do with us. And then we got all these problems here that we can't even look inside and fix. Like, how the fuck we sweeping in front of everybody else's door trying to make sure they shit clean, but our shit dirty as fuck.
Because we can't mind our business. It's that simple. Americans don't know how to mind their business. They've been invading and fighting wars that they have no business being in. But needless to say about this whole war thing and, you know, it's disrespecting the flag. You know what really gets me and what grinds my gears? Is when I have debates, heated debates with some of my classmates. I won't name no names. But they always tell me, well, if you don't like where you live, then go back home. Well, go back where you came from. And I'm seriously trying to figure out where the fuck did I come from? Because last time I checked, I was here in the United States. I was
I'm
born
trying to
in.
figure out what the fuck I punch somebody in the face.
I was born here,
For
so
real.
I'm
Fuck
trying
they
to
talking
figure
about?
out like exactly where did I come from. So when he said that to me,
Oh, it was a dude?
yeah, it was a dude. He's
You
from
should- you
Guilford.
should-
He's
you
from
should-
Guilford. He
Guilford.
said to me to go where I came from, and I'm like, what?
You should definitely let
He
me
was
know.
like, yeah, you obviously are not from here because a real American know not to disrespect the flag. He said something about some patriots and bullshit.
He was racist.
And I was like, shout out to Grown-Ups Talk. And I was like,
Hey.
We out here.
So now we
Special guest
continue.
right here. We out here.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
We had a little moment. Yeah.
everybody just, I'm like, okay, I'm just following you
Don't ever
guys.
look at me.
So no.
Don't ever do that. Here.
I'm gonna need you to chill out. So he came to me and he was like, go back where you came from. And I was like, where did I come from? I would like to know.
Word.
We'll go back to Africa. Well, what part of Africa? Because last time I checked, you niggas robbed my heritage. I don't even know where I'm from.
Right.
So to tell me to go back to Africa is like me saying go back to your land. But the difference is you know where you came from. You know if you're Irish, you know if you're German, you know if you're Ukraine, you know where you at.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
that
So
shit
don't
go-
come at me and tell me where I should go and back to Africa because you don't know where I'm from.
Dude.
You robbed that from me. Your
Leave it up-
ancestors robbed that from me.
Leave it up to them. All of us are from West Africa.
Monday.
I'm not from West Africa.
Everybody from
I'm
West
at,
Africa. Leave it up to
I
them.
don't know.
But that shit-
Somebody pull up a map. I'm from Timbuktu, Maui, but I knew that because my aunt did the whole ancestry. I know where I'm from.
That's what I was
But
getting to.
you just in Maui and Timbuktu, there was the first university ever to be established in any of the countries came from Timbuktu. They followed what their system was and applied it to the United States and everywhere else.
So
Look it up. I know my history. I know where I'm
the
from.
thing about
Proud.
tell me where I came from. That shit is just like the mental health issue, the mental health conversation we had. Like we like the same way we got a problem with going to see doctors and shit that can help us mentally, or we think can help us mentally. They help create the situations or the environment that give us these issues. Like, you feel me? Now, the same thing, they robbed us from all of our ancestry, of our knowledge, of our people, and now we gotta turn to them same people for them to tell us where the fuck we came from. Like, you feel me? Like, that's crazy. You gotta send your swab to a fucking company or to a group of people that have something to do with your history being stripped from you to tell
It's
you,
a guilt plot. I'm just happy I know where I'm at.
The black ancestry, them people is black. They started that for us.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, it's not just them. It's people going through. I mean, the regular ancestry.com, all that other shit. Like it's different companies out here doing it. Like, you feel me? And it's majority owned by white people. Like, you feel me? And we're counting on them to tell us where to come from. Damn near everybody I know that did it. Like I said, oh, you from West Africa? You from this tribe? Everybody damn near from the same tribe. How the fuck is all of us in the world? We all from this one part of the country. Or like, come on, man.
Bro,
this
Africa. Yeah, we are from.
That shit ain't right, bro.
I'm just saying.
That shit ain't right. I'm from Zimbabwe, real shit. That's where I'm from.
I'm just saying, like, everybody from the west side of Africa,
Zimbabwe,
everybody
yeah,
from
that's
Ghana or Zimbabwe or just this one, like, nah, like, we spread the fuck out. Like, you can't, I just don't believe in what the fuck they always telling me. Like, I need to know, find out a real way to find the fuck out. I just don't count on
I think
them
the black ancestry is the right way. I will believe someone that is my own race to do what they can to find out where they came from and to want to do the same for the next person.
They have this thing called 23andMe.
Right. So I mean,
Just so you know.
I believe in
not Ancestry.com?
Yeah.
No, 23andMe.
Oh, okay.
My sister's a black owned. My sister's big on black owned things. She banks black owned everything.
No,
she
I know
possibly
black
do
owned
is black
everything.
owned.
I don't go to
So,
my
that's
Spanish
what she
barbershop
told
no
me.
more because I
Shout out
bought
to
black
sis.
owned. Shout out to Frontliner
Yo,
on Grand. Black owned.
Spanish is black too, bro.
Definitely.
I ain't saying that, but black is black. At the end of the day,
Spanish is black.
Yeah.
I mean,
I ain't saying that,
bro, this shit just nerve wracking, my G. Like, this shit get on my fucking nerves. Like, all this time, our forefathers, our ancestors, and all that shit, they did all this fighting for us to damn near be in the same place that we in right now. Like, you feel me? Like, we damn near plus or minus a couple of things. You know what I mean? Here I go fucking with the live. I'm trying to make a fucking point.
I'm
here.
sorry. Some chick, I ain't even gonna lie to you. Some chick popped up and she's mad pretty.
Like, yeah.
She's absolutely gorgeous.
we gotta keep all our fans. I mean,
That's your girl?
Yeah, but
I mean, that's our girl.
oh shit.
I don't know no girl. You can have her.
See how they doing that to you? You are very pretty.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Listen.
Let me give you back this. Because I'm looking, the chicks is popping up. He got a chick thing going on there, and I'm sorry to interrupt the podcast. But he got a chick. Listen, I'm sorry you do. Like, I seen the chick up there, she was so pretty. I said, oh my God. I had to take the phone back just to see her. She's gorgeous. But then mad chicks started popping up.
Tell us what up.
Who? I didn't hear what you said. Ma, hi. Hello. See, we interrupt our podcast.
She said hi, man. I don't know who they is. They just here. They just bombarded. Now I'm playing.
Hi, my name is Monica.
And this me, that live ass nigga Dutch. I'm in here. I'm in here.
You gonna get the split from you.
Cut that shit out. Alright, it's over. It's over right now.
You're trying to whisper in my ear.
But yeah, listen. All I'm trying the point I'm trying to make over these two silly asses. I just feel like we still in quicksand. Like, I mean, we fighting to get the fuck out, but that shit just, I don't know. I don't want to lose my motivation to keep fighting and keep the mission at mind and keep pushing towards that mission. But the shit becomes aggravating. Like, I don't understand how the peaceful can keep being the peaceful. Like, you feel me? That shit just make me want to just go out there and punch somebody in their motherfucking face.
What are you gonna
Get the
achieve?
camera off me, man.
What are you gonna achieve by punching
I
somebody
don't know.
in
The
the
head
face?
got me talking now.
I can tell. What are you gonna achieve by punching somebody in the face? Absolutely nothing but an assault
Just
an assault charge. That's all you're going to do.
So
So while you're sitting in jail on that assault charge, there's still individuals still out here fighting the fight. So what you need to do, like I made a post about this 2 years ago, and I'm guessing I'm gonna have to say it verbally. What people need to do, what people need to understand, the way to get at the man so they can understand that we have a voice, is you gotta stop falling for the foolish things they do. You cannot get upset when they decide they're gonna take things away. You know why? Because if we was supporting black businesses, then we wouldn't have to rely on the man to give us, because they looking for us to give us money. We are the population.
So let me ask you this.
We're the population.
Let me ask you, right?
Money talks, bullshit walks.
So let me ask you this. So what happens when we get another Black Wall Street and they decide to bomb us again?
Listen, we don't even know that now, do we?
Would you put it past this administration? Would you put it past the
I
society?
don't put nothing past this administration. Cheeto out here living the life.
Society today. Think about society in the state we're in. Do you think that Black Wall Street can come back? Could come back and it not be touched, it not be tampered with, it not be some type of wild shit coming towards it. They not think that they gotta destroy it as fast as we built it. Like, come on now.
So I think
Facts, big facts.
that Black Street, if we had a Black Wall Street, it would probably be run better versus what our ancestors did. I think that we are on a whole nother mindset. We are not afraid. We're fearless now.
No,
so with
I
us
think
being
I
a
think
fearless,
I don't think it's not that we're on the mind.
No, we are different on mindset.
I just think it's just more media, more social media, more
listen,
more
no,
exposure,
the
more-
mindset,
yeah,
the
more
mindset is
exposure.
different. The mindset is different
Yeah, but
because
they
that
was
in the
making
beginning,
moves.
around that time, yes, it was making serious moves.
Right.
But around that time, there was also part of this. Okay, we're not gonna do only but so much. Therefore, we don't get caught out. We don't want to die. Now you have people that will really work for what they need to work for, and if it's mean taking a bullet, they gonna take that bullet for
Niggas
their
ready to
cause.
die for this shit, you're.
Like, that's what it is. The mindset is different. But can we make a Black Wall Street? Absolutely.
I think we can.
Absolutely. Because let me tell you something. In every state, out of 51 states that we have, including Puerto Rico, we still have a population of people that are creating businesses. You have the Dominicans, you have the Black hairdressers, you have the Black clothing lines. We still got a little low-key Wall Street, but it's not as predominant as it was back then. What I'm saying, instead of moving your money into the regular H&M's and the Wet Seals and Gap, we should be moving our money towards those Black businesses. Mm-hmm. We should be focusing our money there because you know why? Money talk, bullshit walks.
True indeed.
All right? That's what I'm saying. That's how you hurt somebody.
I'm not saying.
And stop endorsing Kanye because he's still, even if you are a celebrity, now you know I'm going off on this because I'm telling you facts.
Where we going?
Even if you are a celebrity and you are endorsed, these big major companies are endorsing you, still a puppet for them. You're still working for them. They're still getting your money. You're getting only a percentage.
I don't disagree, but that's why Jay-Z started Tidal or bought Tidal and made it the way it is now. Because even with the entertainment, with streaming and all that, you don't get on Spotify, on YouTube, on iTunes. They don't give you as much as Tidal do. If you streaming your music, you get the most from your revenue from Tidal. Like that's why I fuck with Tidal. That's why I'm trying to get the podcast on Tidal. Like, if anybody know how to do that, I mean, hop in the nigga inbox, let a nigga know. That was my chance.
Promotional.
But
that's how, honestly, that's how we gonna do it.
But
and we can't do it any other way.
You should
But
go
it's-
to preach, my nigga.
it's not. I don't say that we
A
should.
shout out to Keisha.
I don't think that we should run from supporting our Black celebrities though, because it's not about them.
It's a
getting-
percentage. Boy, if you
But
whisper
listen,
something in my ear.
Yeah.
How you know I was going to whisper this?
Because you went like this. Yes.
Listen, it's not about it's not only about what they're doing. Yeah.
So
You told me, so I'm telling you. Yeah.
one of our viewers,
Who is this?
yeah, Monica,
Dre Lane.
that's
Then
Monica.
Black business need to start conducting themselves like business.
Facts.
It
Yo,
should
when
not.
I learned, we would still go back to the.
Wait, Black Wall
To the business
Street
that we
ain't
got
a
to
pipe dream. It's an achievement. It's on us.
Facts.
Okay, whoa, this is what I'm talking about. The feedback is great. So you know what? Let's shift gears real quick. Because I want to address this.
Let me
No,
just-
I want to
That's
address
Monica Phil. That's what I said. Let me pass the phone.
I want to
That's-
address this.
Okay.
The Black business owners need
Okay.
to be Black business on being professional. So wait, do me a favor. Turn this way because I need to address this. This is fantastic. First, shout out to Dre. I appreciate your feedback. I really do. So I need to address this as such. For everyone needs to be held at a higher standard, not just only Black business owners. If you come in there asking for a discount, then that's a slap in the face for Black business owners. Not saying that you do that, but people do that. They honestly come in and think because it's the color of our skin and you and me, we
Or
look
because
alike, you
no
gonna
one-
give me a 5-piece discount. And that's not how it works. Same way the same business owner that's from Vietnam that do our nails and you pay full price, it should be the same way as Black business owners. And they have it worse
Big fact.
because not only are they competing
said
against
fact, that's what she
all of the rest of the businesses that's doing the same thing that they're doing, now you got people coming in disrespected. They want to talk a certain way. You can't expect these Black owners of businesses to act accordingly if their own people is not acting accordingly. We supposed to be
Big
hand in
facts.
hand at this, not just one person being the top of the other. Now I'm done preaching. I'm done with the life.
No,
I lived through it. I'm
Yo,
done.
We need to support our own. That's it.
I'm done. I'm done, and I have friends. I have friends that are black business owners. But if I want a crochet skirt, I'm not going to tell my friend that do crocheting, and she sit there, baby girl, knock that crocheting out, and say, "Oh wait, instead of charging me $150, I'm your friend, charge me $75." Because you know what? She's not gonna be able to eat. She ain't gonna be able to flip that money, and that's what's the problem. Because people are always looking out for that gimme, but they're not trying to make sure that person still come up and make sure that person eating. So that's just how it goes.
Right. Yo, with that being said, shout out to 631 Middletown Ave, Middletown Cafe, New Haven, Connecticut. Ski Ball. It is a black-owned business. Know what I mean?
Word.
Our family. Know what I mean? Like I say every time, you can go there no matter what day of the week it is. Have a good time, a grown-up time. Have fun, enjoy yourself in a safe environment. Again, 631 Middletown Ave, Middletown Cafe. Shout out to Ski Ball and the whole squad. But I stand by everything, I mean, that you said. Like, you feel me? If we want them to give us the business in a business manner or in a professional manner, we gotta go to them and respect their business and treat it as such. Like, you feel me? I'm 100% behind that statement. Like, I definitely agree. But with the celebrity thing that you said, like, I don't think we should be boycotting our black celebrities because
I never said boycott.
Stop supporting Kanye. Like, it's damn
Kanye got sneakers for $799 that look really cute, and I'm pissed about it because at the end of the day, you know damn well the average working person, I don't care how much money you make, you ain't gonna get that much.
Bruh.
You're not gonna spend that much on
I think what's more important than that is what they doing with the bags that they getting. You feel me? If you getting the bags from these big companies, what are you doing with that bag to help out the community? I think that's more important than, I mean, us not supporting them because they with this company or that company. At the end of the day, they still are people.
You asked me the question of Wall Street and what can bring, if we were to bring back a Black Wall Street, right?
Right.
So I don't think that Kanye, I don't think that any celebrity that's already established would even donate or even put the time into a Black Wall Street because they're already established.
Hold on, so with that being said, because that's factual. Now, that brings me to a very exclusive point about Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi fucking cured AIDS and went to a bunch of black Oprah, a bunch of fucking rich black people to invest in his, his shit.
Just like Dr. Umar.
Right, and didn't. Mm-hmm. Actually won a Supreme Court case.
Yeah.
And proved that he actually cured AIDS, blindness, diabetes, a bunch of different diseases.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it's honest.
It's really actually documented, and so and he asked and reached out for support from black rich celebrities and so on and so forth, and didn't get it. So
right, of course.
You're absolutely right about.
Of course. It starts with the people because you have to remember that 1% that is famous and rich. They are that 1%. They're not the vast majority of individuals that's everyday working people like you or I. So I think that we will move numbers if we support on people from the bottom level versus the people that's already established. They're gonna get money regardless. You gotta remember, they hate us, they hate our color, but they love to pretend to be like us. So there's a difference. They're going to always get their numbers regardless if we pull out or we stick in, and that's the truth. If you sit here and say that people hate, they hate us. They hate us, but they don't want to be like they want to be like us. Because I tell you what, I live in a predominantly white area, and I watch the little boys willieing on a bike. And I felt like it was in New Haven. They was willieing on a bike, and everything was nigga. What? But I was like, yeah. And then I said to my husband, should I knock one of them off the bike because they don't know what they're saying?
But if you don't get it, it's cool to be a nigga. That's what
it's cool to be in a situation though. It's cool to be a nigga until you get into some nigga shit.
Right, until you actually have to be a nigga, right. You're right. It's cool to be a nigga until you actually have to be a nigga.
Some nigga shit. Wait.
No, what Mike Tyson say though? What you say? Everybody want to be hard till they get punched in the face?
That's it. Everybody want to be black until you actually gotta be black.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
Exactly.
Shit, but like I said, I'm not going against what you're saying. I'm just saying that they still are people too. Like, I mean, I don't think we should pull all the way away from supporting them because, I mean, at the end of the day, if we get it to where we want to as a community, they gonna have no choice but to join. Like, you feel me? It's just like Magic Johnson. He rich. He went and bought mad inner city stuff in LA to create jobs and generate jobs for people in the inner city. Like, you feel me? Starbucks, movie theaters, all that. Shaq owned malls and all that. Like, they went back into the communities and bought places and hired places and created jobs where there wasn't jobs. I'm saying people like that, we could still continue to support. Not saying that we can't support the people that's on our level or a little bit above us. Chance the
Yeah,
Rapper.
he's
like,
a good one. His rapper's
just
great.
like y'all could point out celebrities that don't support or don't give back. We can also point out celebrities that do give back and do support. Like, you feel me? So it's not a lost cause. It's just when we apply enough pressure on our level and create enough noise, they're gonna have no choice but to turn in and look at it and have to jump in. Like, they're gonna have to because what they gonna do without it?
Let me do this real quick. Put the camera on me. All right. We're gonna end this live right here. If y'all want to finish this episode,
Yeah, we get a big ass chunk.
yeah, we did.
Yes,
we
we
did.
gave you
This
guys
is very,
so
very
much
much exclusive.
juice, so
And
much jewels.
Thanks for the feedback. We appreciate that.
Yeah,
we appreciate
shout
the
out.
love. We appreciate everyone that tuned in. But tune in Monday. Definitely watch it Wednesday on YouTube. Like, share, and follow. You already know the model. And that shit. So
They gotta get the next episode. That's how we do it. I like
you
that.
already know. But yeah, man, continue. Let's get it.
Yeah, nah.
As continue. If you picked
The
up
viewers.
from live.
Yeah, but yeah, like I don't know, man. Like, it's gonna take a lot, It's gonna take a lot to get us to band together, like, cause it's a lot of shit. Even if you
That's me. My fault.
even if you what you call it, you just you can look at our city, right? So our city got a lot of musicians, a lot of artists, and everything that's trying to break into the industry.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of African American, a lot of Puerto Rican or Latino rappers or artists trying to get in. It's not happening as it should. Well, all the talent here because we can't get behind each other.
Because we
and
can't
push
support each other.
right?
I think we had an episode with Mark Free. Shout out to Mark
Yeah.
Free. We did have that episode where.
Yeah, I'm just using that as an example. Like,
But you know who I met? And I meant to tell you guys that.
Who?
I met, I'm going to say her name so wrong. What's that girl? The young one. Oh my God, with the dreads.
Snow.
Snow?
Yeah,
Oh,
there we go.
yeah.
I met her, and she's like super down to earth.
Oh, yeah.
Like super down to earth. She was driving a nice ass
Snow.
car. Yeah, Snow.
You better get up on social
You better
media.
get up. Right. Like, so
I
she
know you
pulled
heard
up.
her song. I know you heard her song. This shit on the radio.
All
Buzzing.
the time. It's always on
Connecticut,
here.
New Haven, stand up.
We was near Southern Connecticut University, and literally she pulled up, and I looked, and I saw her. I knew it was her, but I just like.
You was
I'm
acting
not
like a
gonna-
groupie?
I'm not gonna say nothing. Not at all. It wasn't a
You was acting
groupie
like a
moment.
groupie?
It wasn't a groupie moment. I actually invited her to come on the show, and I did definitely tell her that when I get back on the show, because I was busy for this whole week for school, that I was gonna invite her again to come back on the show. So that invite is still open to her. So that was a promotional purpose. So she hears it because she said she's gonna follow us because she asked me what is the podcast name, and I said Grown Ups Talk. Now mind you, we are streaming across cars because she tried to tell me I was a celebrity. Obviously you heard of us, but you still didn't take that invite. So now here's the invite again.
Yeah, we got you.
We got you. We need to see
Shouts
you.
out,
Come
shouts
out. Come on out.
Shouts out.
All right.
But
Yo,
yeah.
since we talking about rappers and I mean so on and so forth, can we address the Nicki and Cardi? Can we talk about that?
Yeah.
I know we can put that on our intro, and I just want to sneak that in. That's a bonus for the people that was on our politics.
we could take
Yes.
it easy, bro.
So unless you got something that you want to address, I just want to see if we can switch gears.
Cardi all the way.
We brought up rappers. I just want to bring that up since we talk about that.
I'll say my last piece on that. I mean, when I do the final.
For your final thought, yeah.
But,
Jerry.
I know. Yeah, I don't know. Go ahead, take it over. I got.
Oh no! I'll handle this right here. You want to get this?
Shout out
Because
Cardi B.
I feel some type of way.
Shout out Cardi B. That's my baby.
Dude,
mama.
listen.
Shout out your.
First of all,
Yo,
Nikki,
she trying to comfort niggas that
Nikki.
talk about her baby, so I'm like, chill if I was you.
Nikki,
She had a baby.
punk ass Nikki. I had a whole song for that. Listen, Nicki Minaj is a punk. First of all, she bullied everybody. She was a crybaby because her CD didn't go gold. It just went gold last night. Due
Only
to this
gold?
whole fight. It never made gold until now.
Only gold?
Only gold, not
Wow.
platinum, just
Wow.
gold. It just got there. 4
Wow.
months out and you just getting there.
It's hard to
Okay.
get back nowadays.
Okay, yeah, no, because you're
It
doing the
is.
wrong things, Nikki. You sitting here coming at people's kids. So she made a comment about culture, and she also made a comment about Stormy. Why are you coming at people's kids? You lucky that Cardi was held back by security, because you know that if she wasn't, that would have been your ass, Mr. Postman. So,
Yeah,
and then
everybody-
she hid. She literally yelled, if y'all didn't see that video, Cardi was like, come here. She's like, I'm gonna stand right here. Bitch, where's that energy? But you screaming in a group of females talking about on site. What happened to that same energy
Oh, yeah,
of
I see
on
that.
site? And then you see the person that you said you're gonna be on site with, and you gonna stand in the corner? Like, where they do that?
I don't know, man.
Huh?
They two of the illest female MCs in
Huh?
the game right now. Like, I mean, to see it go this far is entertaining. You know what I mean? It definitely is. But I just can only imagine how much money they can make together, you know? Like, if it wasn't to this, if it wasn't the hate, if it wasn't
No,
all that
it's
extra
Cardi
shit-
don't have that hate. It's her.
No, I'm
It's
not saying.
her.
I'm not
It's
saying
Nikki.
who- I'm not
Nikki
saying-
bitter ass. Nikki bitter.
I'm not putting
Sour
the
light.
hate- I'm
I'm
not
gonna
putting the
have
hate.
6 dimples in the ass.
It's because
Ass.
Nicki's scared Cardi gonna take her spot. That's all.
Yeah, bitter ass.
and
She's
it
like
shouldn't-
what, 46, still acting like she's 21.
What I'm
Get out
saying
that
is,
mindset.
it shouldn't be like that. Like, you feel me? It shouldn't be. I'm scared she's gonna take my spot, because if your spot was secure and it was solidified, you shouldn't have nothing to worry about. It should be secure to
Obviously, she
yourself.
don't feel like her shit is solidified.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But what I'm saying is, instead of trying to push her down or talk shit about her to get your name up, you should be trying to partner up with her and get your bread up. Like, you know what I mean, or get your name back to where it was at one point. Like, she didn't come up with those songs that had you fall off. You came up with those songs. Like,
Because remember, she writes all her own rhymes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you exposed your ghostwriter, baby bear.
Work
Come
harder.
on.
You left. No, I'm not even gonna do it.
No, do it.
I think what Nicki problem is she's going too commercial, like, and she kind of lost herself trying to sell records.
Yeah.
A lot of rappers do that. So good. A lot of rappers do that. They lose themselves going commercial. Swear to God.
Trying to maintain it, and then what they do is once they get that success, they lose the team that they had that got them there, and then they don't know how to maintain it once they got there because it wasn't they playing.
Safari.
It wasn't they playing in the first place.
Come get me,
It was
Nikki.
the team
Like I
problem.
said, she screamed at Molly, what's good across the stage, and nobody saw that as unprofessional.
One thing that Charlamagne said that I really respect, yo. He said you can't get mad at Cardi fans or Travis Scott fans for going out there and spending bread and downloading, streaming multiple times their albums, and your fans not doing that. Like, you feel me? If your fans is really holding you down, they really got bread the way they screaming all over Twitter.
Your
and all that.
Barbies.
Yeah, like they would have made sure your record went to where it was supposed to go and beat out Cardi B or Travis Scott or whoever else you mad about. Like, that's what it is. Like, at the end of the day, you didn't see Queen Latifah and MC Lyte doing all this. Like, you didn't see all that shit going on back then. That shit just started happening. Yeah, people put them against each other, but you only see all this extra shit that they're doing. Like, at the end of the day.
She should have never came after that woman's child, though. Like, she's not a
course.
mother.
Of
And first of
course.
all, Nicki Minaj aborted her son. So for her to be talking about anybody kid, like,
Genocide.
stop. Like, stop. Unless you're a mother, you don't understand. That's like, I'm professional. I have a whole professional career. You come at any of my kids, as y'all know, y'all can all, well, I don't know about you, but as you all know, I run up. Don't disrespect my child. It's simple.
That's
I feel like
It's simple.
parent.
I feel like Nicki only did that because she ain't had no more cards to play. Like, you know what I'm saying? Going for her child and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And you get your ass whooped, especially a mother that takes their child serious. They talking about ignore it. You see, it's hard to ignore when a chick always come at your kid.
But-
it's hard to ignore that. Eventually, You gotta step
Cardi
up.
seemed authentic, so
Yeah,
she ain't
all the way above.
backing down.
That's
She
all.
ain't putting on the front.
Now,
Shout out
one thing
to
I
you.
see is
And that's why I respect her, because she's not putting on the front. She's 100% real with her shit.
when she says on site, it's on site.
On
But
site.
the one thing
If
I
we
seen
beef, we
somebody,
beef forever.
I seen somebody on Instagram put about the shit like, yo, Cardi got to be smarter than that. Like, you feel me? Because at the end of the day, mentally, Nicki kind of won. Because she knew they was going to see each other at this event. Like, you feel me? So I'm going to do this, and I know it's going to trigger you. All these influential people in here, all these people that you could come in here and network with and move further in your career with is in here. So you going to come here, you going to act a fool, and I'm going to sit back, laugh, and point at you and see, this who y'all call queen?
Cause she's in the public eye. You see?
Yeah.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
But she went and got the gorilla beast, Rashida
It
Ali.
It don't matter
And it'd
who
be
she
all
After
that.
her.
It'd be all that until
You see her on the street, then
until
it's on
Cardi B
site.
drop another Kodak, and niggas be like, oh shit. You know
No,
what I
you
mean?
gotta. It's split,
When-
but you
when
know
Cardi
a
B
lot
got
of people
another
about
Kodak,
a lot of
and-
people about the rock with Cardi, because Cardi's like the realest rappers. When we look at rappers, we look at niggas as real. We want that realness, and you can't hide behind plastic
It's
and
hard.
everything
Yeah, it's
else.
hard to find that
You
nowadays
not,
in
it's
rap
hard.
and
See,
hip
how
hop.
many think OG's is gonna be on Cardi's side after this shit? Because this shit is real. It's authentic.
I'm not, yo, nobody.
It's real.
Cardi
Cardi made the best,
Nicki
even
is
though it was a
plastic,
silly
baby.
move. It's the best move. It's silly.
What I'm
It's
saying-
a professional, but it's the best move.
I respect what the person was saying in the post because of the fact that all the people was there. Like, she said in the post, like, yo, you could have told Shorty, come outside, let's have a convo. Like, I mean, they had a peaceful conversation before, so it could be. I mean,
But she
coulda-
checked her on too many times. Too many
But
times
how
after
much-
checking the
but
chick,
listen, how
and she
much-
still don't listen.
How much
She be
better
getting
would it have
bust.
been to her that they went to go have a conversation and she actually whooped Nicki ass and got to her? It would have been better to hear that, though, right?
But
Right.
listen,
It would have been
listen,
definitely better.
listen,
That would have made my
That's what I'm
life.
saying, like-
I would have woke up today with the best smile on my
That's what I'm
face.
saying.
or something
One
like that.
thing
But it
is
didn't
this.
happen like that.
all
I had
them
you with Nicki in the damn corner like a scared child.
all them important people in the room, right? Who know Cardi B, know who
She about it. Yeah,
know,
yeah.
right? So for anyone to think anything different, oh, just because I'm here, Cardi B's gonna hold her composure and not motherfucking jump on this bitch because you talk about her child. Fuck out of here!
shout out
If
to
they
the-
think that shit, that's some bullshit, nigga. Please, nigga, this is life. Cardi B got a motherfucking life and she gotta live that shit, and she gonna defend what the fuck she need to defend. And she fucking feel offended about someone offending her child, then do the fuck.
Right.
That's what she gonna do.
Shout
Simple
out
as
to
that.
the voice you made to be the person of importance.
Right, yeah.
He
like,
got the character.
yeah, fuck out of here with that bullshit. Like, you wanna be up and preppy because you wanna give my girl a bag because what? She stood up for herself.
She respected herself enough to stand up for herself. Like,
Fuck
Right,
yeah.
and
But I'm
Nicki
just
been
saying-
beefing with everybody, so it was
But-
only a
But
matter of time.
Nicki doing some shiesty shit towards Cardi. Like
Right.
she stopped. She's
Right.
trying to stop her bag. She stopped.
Yeah.
She stopping artists from working with Cardi
Right.
and saying like, "Yo, I ain't gonna work with you if you work with her." Like, nigga, that's some hating shit.
She's been that way. So can we all say that's not a queen like? Can we
Of
all
course.
say that? Because that's not a queen. Queens are supposed to uplift each other. They're supposed to motivate each other, and on top of that, support each
We
other.
can't say that's not a
It
queen.
is- no, she's not being
Because
a queen. She being a
A
sour
queen is
puss
ruthless.
beer.
Just as a king and queens are ruthless. They ain't gonna take your consideration. They are a king or a queen.
As long as you don't mess
Nobody
with their
listen to
territory.
that
As long as you don't mess with their territory.
Right, and that's what Cardi B is doing, messing with her territory. She's the queen of rap, and Cardi B is coming for that.
I wish why
So-
nobody got that same energy when Lil Kim and Nicki was going at each other.
Because
Lil'
Lil Kim was
doing the
already
same
done.
fucking
She
shit.
was out of there for years.
Pay homage.
It was more close
That's
to
queen.
the
That's
job.
the original
listen,
Queen Bee,
you know
though.
how you said Lil Kim is out of there? How you know Nicki don't feel like that? Like Cardi on the come up and she want and
Because
Nicki's washed
it's
up.
more so close.
you know what you
The
know
time
what
is
Nicki's washed up.
If she
Cardi
feel
on
like
the
that-
come up. You
If she
heard?
feel like that, you know what you say? Karma's a bitch. And
Yeah,
that is
you
real
did
for
it.
real.
You did
But
it.
You said that again. You said
Circle
what?
around. And it
Bitch.
sucks
Yeah.
because right now
Yeah.
Remy is pregnant, so it really sucks because I would love
Yeah,
to
yeah.
see
But it's
Remy.
perfect that Remi's pregnant.
Remy
That don't
on,
even-
oh my gosh, I would love to see Remy and Cardi come after
Oh, it's
Nicki.
gonna
Like,
happen.
I know a
Yeah,
collaboration
it's
in
gonna
the mix, and believe me, if you do that, I will
Sheether
live.
set the tone for all of the Nicki, everything Nicki shut the fuck up with the Sheether.
Facts.
Sheether put her on. It took her a minute to come back from that shit, not to come back to it.
And she
to
came
come
back with Drake
from that
and
shit.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah, she had to come back
when
with
she
bros.
when she came back with it,
And
this
the
song
song
was
still was corny corny and it still ain't getting no damn stream. Y'all listen to No Fraud?
Yo,
Did anybody know what she was talking
this-
about?
this
I'm just saying.
If not anything, this is a perfect example of what we should be doing or what's going on compared to what we should be doing. You feel me? What they're doing is going at each other instead of supporting each other to push each other up. Like, you feel me? This is exactly.
But when
a lot more money together though.
But when
Right,
Nicki
a
came
lot
out
more
with her
money
CD,
together.
Cardi actually put it on her Instagram
I know.
page and was promoting
I know.
it to help Nicki. So
It's-
for Nicki to slap her in the face like
two-
that,
it's
hell yeah,
two-
you got all right.
It's two different caliber of women. Like, you feel me? And you can obviously tell within the actions who's here for
Raise
the
your hand.
who's here for
No, I was about to say
the
something.
facade
I was about to
of
say
the entertainment and who's here for the reality of making it out and staying out. Like, you feel me? Anyway, I mean, with all this being said, you feel me? Again, rest in peace, Mac Miller. Unity, we could do a lot better being a union. Like, united we stand, divided we fall. Period. That statement to this episode cannot be any truer. Like, period. If you don't get nothing from this episode, understand that we need to start turning inside and supporting what we got going on inside, having each other back. I mean, being a respectable customer to these respectable businesses of our own people. Like, you feel me? Come in here with respect and act the same way that you would act if you was going to these other establishments, and put your money back into our community so we could rebuild and really have something. Because in a minute, they're gonna start cutting us off again. This shit about to take another turn, and we just in the beginning of the whole rocky road that we gotta travel down. And I mean, love is
Thanks.
love. And I mean, more peace, less war with each other. And I mean, and I am Coolie Man. You can find me everywhere under the name of Coolie Man. If you can't find me there, you can find me under anything Grown Ups Talk. And I mean, like, share, follow. You know, AK motto.
Definitely. And cool, you the second words of my mouth. You already know my motto, like, share and follow. If you didn't do it, do it. Tell a friend and do it again. And this is your boy AK the Chief signing out, checking off. You can find me anywhere on Grown Ups Talk. If you can't find me there, you can definitely find me on anywhere Grown Ups Talk. So what I mean?
So you can't find me because I was under suspension. Shout out to Facebook for suspending the
Oh, yeah, we
podcast.
all-
Yes,
Shout out
we
to
all
last
was in
episode,
jail for that
3
shit.
sons of y'all
But
shit.
shout out.
We got
Anyway,
suspended, we
I
got
still got my
kicked off.
Instagram up.
I mean, turn up.
And you know I was coming with it because last time I checked, I was suspended. But I think I'm back out of jail, Facebook jail. So y'all guys hit me up on Facebook if you haven't already. Only the personals can do that. That's a special privilege. But if you guys ever want to find me, you know where I'm at. I'm on Grown Ups Talk all over the place. And I also got my Instagram back up and running at The Real Monica 203-718 Instagram.
It's your boy Dutch signing off. Thank y'all for having me, Grown Ups Talk. Thank y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm here. Thank you.
Definitely appreciate the bro for
You
being
can find
here.
him everywhere you can find us.
Facts.
Grown Ups Talk.
Yo.
If you look for Dutch,
I will put
look
a
for
link.
Grown Ups
I
Talk.
will put a
Yeah.
link under Grown Ups Talk so you guys can find him.
Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? If you on Spotify, Instagram, Facebook, just new to the squad, iHeartRadio. If you on anything that streams a fucking podcast, anything that hosts social media,
We there.
we there. Just find us and hit that motherfucking link.